All right, looks like we are live. Cool. So, if you guys are here tonight, basically what we're going to be doing is finishing up these bar models that we worked on the last stream that we did. I think that was 2 weeks ago. So, it's going to be a pretty chill stream. We're just going to be doing a whole lot of painting. So, we made all of the models, and we're going to paint them all, or finish painting them, and then build the actual scene. That's going to be the goal for tonight. So, a bunch of hand painting and chilling. And this is what we've got so far. Let's go ahead and I guess we can just turn down the light. I just don't want to have this like glare or whatever. But you can kind of see that we've been... I got to take these off if I'm going to be painting. You can kind of see that we've got two of the tables done. The high top tables and the low top table. And then the chair we also painted as well. So these are looking pretty good as far as I'm concerned. And we're just going to get in here and paint with the rest of them. So I also tried to do some hand painting for a wine bottle. I don't like this. I'm going to get rid of it. But yeah, this happened. I think I'll probably just use the CG Cookie Create Glass tutorial for some of these. But maybe not. Maybe not. But we're not going to be painting that one just yet. So let me just move this on over. I don't need it. And bring this one back to center because we're going to be painting this bar stool first. This is what we're going to get started with. All right. And I think that means we still have to do a whole bunch of UV editing, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and just unwrap everything. And it comes out pretty good, I guess. But we're going to have to mark a seam and do the same thing on the inside. There we go. Hey, Maddie, welcome to the stream. Yes, books. There's a glass shader. Is there? I'll have to look into that. I know I want to do you know, some color with it, but I haven't played a whole lot with shaders. In fact, I've basically played with shaders all of 0 amount. So I don't want to like... Here, let's just make sure there are no faces in here that are going to cause any problems. These aren't. Let's just move this down, I guess. And, yeah, there we go. That's better. All right, glad I came in here and fixed that. How are you guys doing tonight? Alright, we can totally unwrap all of this into the same stuff. You have your morning coffee? Okay, how are you doing this morning? Alright, let's go ahead and mark some seams here. This should still be on live unwrap, yeah, okay. Why did that do that weird? All right, so cleaned up that side. And we can go ahead and kind of repeat that on this side. Will it go now? No. I wonder if it's a setting. Is this is it a setting that's been messed with? Okay. Yeah. Whatever. It's not doing it the way I want it, so I guess I'll just do it manually. Thanks for letting me post your video in the Discord. Yeah, dude. Thanks for showing it off. It looked neat. Alright. Cool. We can bring all of these back. That's pretty good, I think. But what we want to do... Oh, yeah, that's right. That is not... Just go ahead and pull this up for a moment. Because this is its own object. And this bottom face is kind of its own thing. So we can just go ahead and... take it off the bottom there. Where is this? Ah, it's up here at the top. Okay. Good to see that. So let's go ahead and let's go and mark a seam there. And we're going to want to mark seams there. Okay, and there's gonna be some faces down here that we can get rid of. So, are you Books? Are you gonna keep doing animations like that? Are you gonna keep working on that? Let's go ahead and mark that as a seam. And you know what? I feel like we can separate that, and it'll be fine. There we go. Okay, that's better. Cool. And there we go. So now with that, we can go into texture paint mode here and create a new material. This is Bar Stool. And let's go to the paint, the tools, and not wine. I guess we can go to the, well, it's not the wood either, it's the metal. There we go. And we can fill in for the metal. Oh, I'm on the wrong object to do that. Glad I checked here. Let's go to the material. We want it to share the Bar Stool material, and then go to texture paint. Added a new base color, 2048 by 2048. And you know what, we'll do something in like the dark browns there as a base color, and then that way they'll kind of blend in the rest of them for the wood section, because the leather and the metal for the Bar Stool are gonna kind of be one solid color, so it's okay. So you wrote the book series a while ago and you're gonna keep improving your animation skills. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try to develop some animation skills between now and January. There we go. But even if I don't have any animation skills, it'll we're still gonna do the animation, so it'll be fine. Alright, cool. Bar stools are done. So let's come now into here and I'll definitely grab all of that. Actually, you know what we'll do? We will make the top of the seat black, so that way it's like a black seat, that I guess black leather seat or whatever, and then we will kind of make the bottom wood. So there we go. Animation timing is what you need help with. So, Books, have you tried filming what you're doing? Like, have you tried filming you yourself, filming it as if that was you were the character and just like act it out, and then use your acting as the timing? So that way when your video clip syncs up with your animation, you know it's the timing is correct. Have you tried that? Alright, so I just kind of want to bring over... Oh, I don't want to paint on a mirror here at all. Alright, not a fan of this music. Let's change this one. There we go. I think this will be better. That's your next step? Okay. The trick you've learned is you can automate characters breathing with the wave modifier. Interesting. I'll have to give that a shot. I don't know if I'm going to bother with that for my first animation series. I don't think I'm going to bother with trying to like animate breathing and stuff. All right, now it's kind of less important, I guess, that this look wood, just because it's probably going to be so heavily varnished that like you're not really going to notice it. Okay. But just having some type of like kind of consistent color that has a little bit of gradient to it would be kind of what I'm looking for. And I think you can kind of see that. Yeah, that should be good. It helps when the characters are idle. Huh. Yeah, it's definitely something I'll think about. For sure. Alright, so now we go. Let's bring back the base. Yeah, it's kind of basic, but it's okay. I actually kind of like that, and I gotta try to do the same effect for the top here. So let's go ahead and grab both of these and that. All right, this is the same problem that I had when I was texturing the chair off stream, and it's that when I try to get in here in these areas, I guess in Blender 2.9, it doesn't want to texture them exactly because you can't texture through things. And the texture clips in a weird place. So you end up with these little weird things coming on here. Got a weird glare coming off my screen that's throwing off the texture. Okay. And there we go. So now, let's go ahead and set this up so that we can draw in some, just some lines here. So. Yeah, you're probably not going to notice it that well. Probably not going to worry about it either. But let's just go ahead and add in, I guess, some of these darker lines here, just going around. For my sake of mind, or my peace of mind. Okay. Cool, so now the bar stool's done, basically. Okay, and let's see. For the pieces, the bar end pieces, for some reason these guys are using the same textures as the table, and I don't want that. So that's the bar stool, the beer taps are over there. All right, so you know what? We're gonna work on these end pieces here, and the overall bar itself, because the overall bar itself is literally just this one piece and a bunch of modifiers. So we can come in here and just get to work on wrapping things. Probably should have done that over here in the UV editor. There we go. It's fine. All right, so that's one end piece, and then basically we're gonna do the exact same thing over here for this end piece. And then we will just come, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Did I do the same thing? Oh, I did. I don't need seams there, but I do need seams here. Yeah, so it's the front one. Okay. All right, so now I can move this. Let's turn on snapping to vertex. Snap this down here. All right, and there we go. And so now, with those in place, let's go ahead and save those UVs. Come over to texture paint, and we can see they've got the exact same texture on them, which is kind of what we want because we don't want to have to paint this multiple times. We just want to paint it once. So then we can get rid of this material. We don't need the load table mat. We need bar ends. Okay. All right, so I want the bar tops to be significantly lighter. Oh, Zachary Hayes, thanks for following, subscribing, whatever terminology you're supposed to use. Appreciate it. Okay. So we want a light wood color here, and I think I'll just drop that on there. I think that'll be a good starting base color for that end. And we'll do the same thing over here. Just like that. All right, and then from here, I guess it doesn't really matter which one I use to paint the bottom. So that's what we'll do, is we'll just paint this bottom here. It'll show up on both, and then we can work on the tops for both of them. And those tops will be a lot more like wood planks that we would see. So come in here. Only with what we've got, and you know what, let's we're gonna take this up and down. I think not sharp, we'll go smooth, and we want to just kind of brush in so there's some gradient change. Go with a little bit lighter. Oh, I should have put all the four sides on the... Dang it. I should do that. Let me go back to the UV. Crap. Okay, I guess let's sync up the selection here. I'll mark those as a seam. But before we mark it as a seam, I want to turn off Live Unwrap, because what I want to do is be able to pull these faces off and set them on one another. Well, I done goofed on that one, but it's okay, whatever. That's why I couldn't select both of them. Oh, because I was dumb. Crap. All right. Just undo all of that. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, so I guess I didn't unwrap them perfectly evenly. Let's rotate that 90 degrees, scale X, -1. But now, there we go. Derp, welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, we're actually like not only making a bar scene, but my wife and I are working on animations. So yeah, leveled up. I don't know if my art's leveled up, but we've leveled up in our objectives at least. Okay, so let's try this again. What we want to do, we want to come in here. I only want to paint one of these suckers. So come in here. There we go. fill with that color, just like that. Perfect. And then back to texture paint mode. But with only this selected, I should be able to come over here. How have you been, Derp? Got a good lady that's also in it with me. Good times, man. Tried showing your girlfriends and they're like, this isn't Instagram. I'm done. Yeah, no, my wife's actually, she's a really good writer. So she's written up a handful of animation, or a handful of stories. And we're going to try turning one of them into an animation and just kind of see how it goes. Maybe release like one 10-minute animation a month or something. I don't know. That's the goal. I don't know how realistic that's going to end up being, but yeah, that's the goal. I feel like there's, oh, let's turn off that specular lighting. I was like, I know I'm getting a glare in here, but all right, cool. So we've got some pattern going on in the wood. So let's go ahead and then just draw in some of the lines here. So maybe we take this up here. You're just learning computer stuff all day, just getting into Node.js and React while finally getting comfortable with JavaScript. Dude, that's good. That's good. I will hopefully never write in JavaScript again. I just got a full-time job with benefits instead of being a contractor. So I stopped being a contractor recently. Now I'm just doing business automation type stuff permanently, making a good deal more money than I was before as a contractor. So I've been I've been learning a lot about like processes, not for the business, but just like development processes, because my team currently has no standard, has no standard process in general. So my boss put me in, they're like, hey, why don't you try to like, why don't you come up with a standard process for how we do things? And so I've had to learn a lot about best practices for storing configurations and how to create multiple configurations for different environments, and a whole bunch of stuff that's like really important that I kind of knew before, but like never had to do because it wasn't really my job on a project. I was just like, I was never the one creating new projects. But yeah, I'm actually still at the same company as I was before, and I'm still on the same team. But with the extra benefits and the extra pay, I found that I really, really like it. So I guess to me, the issue wasn't so much the work, because the work is kind of blah. And there are definitely times when it's like, man, I don't, there are like weeks where like, I just don't have anything to do. But for a lot more money, I can kind of handle the couple of weeks where I don't do anything. Do we use Python for automation? Nah, we do all of our automations in C#. So .NET Core, and most of our automations end up being either small GUI or consoles. But we do have, I've been working lately on some web service type stuff. But I learned as I was starting to put this like process documentation together, I learned that the web service stuff that I had been working on, Microsoft is kind of trying to get away from. With .NET Core, they've moved away from web services and just to ASP.NET web applications. So that was kind of like, whoops, well, it's already implemented, so I'm not changing it now. Plus, I have to convince my team to actually go for it, so. Yeah, if I wanted to, I would go back to Unity game development with this bar scene. Absolutely could. It's been a while since I've done any Unity game dev. I want to get back into it, but I just feel like I feel like I'm not gonna have not enough to do. I'll never finish anything, right? So like right now, next year we're planning like 12 animations, and that is as good as we're gonna get for next year. And then, you know, maybe in 12 animations and a few more Skillshare courses. But eventually I would like to get back into game dev and hire some of my old students, potentially. All right, there we go. I think that looks like wood. So I think we're good. And we got 3 of the 5 or 3 of the 6 or whatever, and I guess we could do something on the bottom, but I really don't care about the bottom. You're not going to see underneath it. I could just delete the face, but whatever. You're hyped for the new Unreal to come out. C++ is a bit much to learn at the moment, even though the basic syntax. Yeah, honestly, I learned a little bit of C++ when I was first learning how to code. Like, I started with C++ and then switched over to Java as a part of like my development stuff. But yeah, I don't think you could pay me enough to code in C++ on a regular basis. I think I just love C# and .NET too much to leave it. And now that I'm a full-time guy, you know, I'm still getting emails from recruiters that are like, hey, come work for us. We have a Java web app. And I'm like, I'll never code in Java again if I can help it. So this will put some real experience on my plate. And then the next time I'll just stay in .NET. It'll be great. Grinding out the coding tutorials. Have you been doing a lot of like of the coding like the coding questions, like on Leak Code or whatever? Have you done a lot of that lately, Derp? Harry, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? All right, I gotta do the same process for the front of it. So let's get to work with smooth and create some wood texture, but I gotta be a little bit more careful here. Because the 4 corners are gonna look more like their own individual direction. So I don't want all of the plaques to be going, or all of the wood grain texture to be going in the same direction. And then the center part can all be like one part that was kind of routed out. That's fine. So actually, let's do this. And I'll just work on this for a moment. So, how you doing, Harry? And Derp, have you been able to sculpt anything lately? Okay, so you've been doing Leak Code a little bit, but you mostly been doing like YouTube little projects and Snake Game and e-commerce site landing page stuff. Okay, yeah, that's smart. That's a good way to do it. Leak Code, listen, Leak Code is great, but only if you have aspirations to get into Only if you have aspirations to get into like the FANG companies. There are plenty of jobs out there who like just don't require LeetCode, code, which is fantastic because I never want to code in LeetCode. Code. Like I never want to do another LeetCode code coding question style thing. Hate that junk. Absolutely not. You haven't been sculpting anything. You miss sculpting and using 3ds Max. You want to mod Resident Evil 2 remake with your own characters. That'd be cool. Huh. Really into the horror genre. That's neat, man. Somebody's got to be. I'm not, but that's really cool that you are. All right, and so for this, I guess we can kind of, I want to kind of separate out, like, hey, there's clearly something here. Like a change in the wood direction, so we'll just make a real dark section there and then come in here with some not that anyone's really gonna see this, but this is it's kind of just for my sanity, I think. All right, there we go. The little details matter when you see the inside of your character. Yeah, I'm coming out with a tutorial on like making teeth, like the mouth bag and the inside of your mouth and the teeth. Coming out with a tutorial on that shortly. And you don't have to get super detailed in there if you don't want to. Just because like who's really gonna pay attention to it? And like this detail, like this is probably the angle that you're gonna see the overall thing at, right? So like this detail that I'm working on right now doesn't even matter because like you're really not gonna see it. But it's for my sanity, so I'm gonna deal with it. But with those teeth, you don't have to get super detailed, but you can, and it's like, well, do you really want to put in the effort of sculpting and then retopping teeth? Or do you just want to have something that's like kind of resembles teeth and you're okay with? And I think I'm pretty much okay just doing something that like it resembles teeth and it's kind of blocky, but you could be like it's stylized teeth and people are like, yeah, okay, all right, I follow. Okay. Yeah, at the end of the day, lighting will reveal or conceal. Yeah, but that's why I see a lot of CGI movies tend to be really dark or really expensive, right? Like a lot of the Justice League series of movies were just too dark because it concealed all of the CG weirdness. Whereas Disney was like, yeah, we're going to pay a ton of money for the CG in the Marvel series, and they had like really bright lighting, so their CG had to be perfect, pretty much. Okay, and for the last section here, let's turn this on. And we're just gonna fill it in like we did before, with our different wood color pattern. Bring in some lightness, and we'll have to manually darken up some of this area, but I think this will be good. Okay, and now we can put in the things that we need to put in. That whole episode of The Walking Dead where it was all pitch black because of the CG. Ugh, that's bad. Alright, let's change this music back up. Let's go back to my normal playlist. There we go. Oh, change this radius size. We got the sharp fall off. And we're just gonna follow. We're going to just follow the markings that are currently there as far as what should be darker and lighter. Alright, and then we'll come in and just kind of lighten up these areas. Make them pop a little bit. Watching my work is meditative. Well, thank you, I guess. I always worry because, you know, like I have a I have a YouTube channel, and the point of it is to grow into a business and all of that, right? And like eventually make it something where I can do this as a job and create content and whatever. And so like I get that that is kind of where my content is supposed to be heading towards. But then I do a live stream where I'll create a tutorial and I'm like, you know what? Realistically, like, tutorials don't really do all that well on YouTube. There we go. Add some extra darkness there. Hey, Sith. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. And so I'll admit, I end up being often worried about whether or not this is going to be something we could turn into something larger, but I think we'll be okay. I think once we get in with the animations coming next year, it'll be okay. And so, you know what? I guess the whole point is the whole point of that was just I worry about like not being entertaining because I'm not a very entertaining person. So I'm glad that you find my I'm glad that you find my stream relaxing. So thanks. Do I voice talent for my animation? I don't need any voice talent at the moment. My wife and I are gonna handle this one, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you're probably right. And my wife is a great writer, so I think the company is going to be in good hands with her writing. You know what? I think that's too far. I kind of want this one to be thinner. Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. There are times when it's hard to turn off the coding brain, for sure. Definitely times when it's hard to turn off the coding brain. Especially if you've been working on a project or on an issue all day. And then you finally figure it out and you're like, oh, I'm not a failure. Have any of you guys checked out that new anime on Netflix, Dragon Dogma? My wife says it's based off a game. I don't know if it is or not, but if you have, what do you guys think about it? It's actually a pretty neat blend of 3D and 2D animation. And I'm a huge fan actually of the art style. But have you guys checked it out? And if so, what do you guys think? All right, there we go. I think that's starting to come together. So then let's put some more of the original color back in with some streaks. And kind of lighten up those areas which we took away. Haven't checked it out yet, but you will. What kind of anime do I watch? Dylan, that is a great question. Welcome to the stream, dude. How have you been? How have you been? I don't know. I'll say I watch just about everything, but what I generally end up watching, because I guess I don't watch just about everything, but I guess what I generally end up watching is stuff like, I watch a ton of isekai anime, but mostly because, not because I enjoy the isekai like trope or whatever, but because finding like genuinely fantasy anime is just kind of hard to do. Like most isekais don't need to be isekais. They just need to be a fantasy anime. And the last real fantasy anime I got was Fairy Tail. So I miss my fantasy anime. So I end up watching a whole lot of isekai. And then I'll pick up some weird animes. I guess like right now, I'm watching the summer anime that's coming out, and the summer anime includes like Monster Girl Doctor and Rent a Girlfriend. I think Rent a Girlfriend is the first like slice of life anime that I've ever really watched. And I'll watch a comedy anime too. Like one of my favorite ones was Psyche K, The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. That was a really fun anime. I was really, really sad when that one ended, and actually even sadder when Netflix picked it up and tried to do another season and like removed all of the good stuff that made Psyche K worth it. Dude, you're not a big fan of the Castlevania series? Derp, what are you even talking about? Castlevania is amazing. The art style is fantastic. The story is great.
Kick him from the chat.
Why do you... I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. My wife called from the other room telling me to kick you out of the chat. But, like, you're entitled to your own opinion. But, like, why? Why don't you like the Castlevania series? Your friends just started watching Rent a Girlfriend and you're just getting into Psyche K? Dude, Psyche K is awesome. Psyche K is wonderful. But it's better I gotta say it's better in English. And I think it's better in English only because the comedy in English hits different. Like, it's still funny when you get past Netflix's, or the dubbed season 1 into the subbed season 2 and season 3. The comedy is still there, but because we speak English and not Japanese, the English delivery of the comedy, makes it better, in my opinion. But both are really good. And Rent-A-Girl, okay, Dylan, well, I guess you're not watching Rent-A-Girlfriend. I was gonna ask you which one is Best Girl, but the correct answer is Ruka.
No!
My wife disagrees. Ruka-chan is the best in Rent a Girlfriend. So, Bane of Justin, thanks for popping in. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if this is your first time here, but it's a username I don't recognize, so thanks for popping in. How you doing? Alright, you are not going to see underneath, so I don't care about that. Boom. There we go. There we go. You know what? I should probably make the whole thing one color down here at the bottom. So. So the new Netflix cast really makes me miss the old original one, right? Okay, yeah. You can't have Nando. You can't have Nindo with the non-Nindo voice actor, and they did, and they messed it up. They messed up the new version of Psyche K. It's just not good. It was a real bummer for me when we found out. All right. So you think the animation of Castlevania is great, and the work itself is really awesome, but the dialogue is really tiresome. The battles aren't engaging at all, and it feels gimmicky. Okay. All right. I can kind of see that. I think the animation for the battles are wonderful as far as like battle animations go. And the dialogue can be a little bit bleh. But you know what? Having watched some other stupid anime, I think Castlevania stands above a vast majority of them. Especially Netflix work. Like, Castlevania is in a league of its own for Netflix work. And they should hire that studio to do a lot more. Good to see you too, Dylan. Enjoy the rest of your homework. Sorry, Suncoast isn't Suncoast without me. Enjoy the back to school though, and stay safe down in Florida. Cool, Justin. Well, thank you for popping in. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Miss you too, Dylan. I miss you too. Don't miss being a teacher, but I do miss. Do miss you. Okay. Agree to disagree. You're generally happy that it got released and the Castlevania has reached a wider audience. Hopefully someone else will pick it up. Whatever. Dude, Castlevania is one of the greatest Netflix anime that exists. I'll fight you on that. Okay, wait a second. Why is this not... Oh, what material is it using? It's using the bar... What if it's using the bar ends? Oh... Okay, so... So it uses the bar mat. Dang it. Oh man. I don't want to redo that texture work. So, here's what we're going to do. Because I don't want to redo the texture work, we're just going to unwrap this sucker right to where we need it to go. So let's go ahead and get rid of these caps here for a second. We don't need them right off the bat. And we can go ahead and hide the array modifier. And I'm just going to delete some faces here because I don't need any of these. Go ahead and delete those faces. They're going to be hidden. And then let's pull up the bar ends and we'll basically just drop this. All right, there we go, pretty much. Let's just grab these two now, mark those as seams, and boom, there we go. You know what anime you dislike more than Castlevania? Sword Art Online. Loved the beginning. The concept is good, but they killed it by making the main character OP. Okay, here's the thing. I kind of liked Sword Art Online, but I realized that it was trash. It went way too quickly. Like, the concept was amazing, and for my first, like, stuck in a video game world anime, Sword Art Online was really great. And then I learned what more stuck in a video game animes looked like, and I was like, oh yeah, I see all the problems. I see the problems. So I get it. But it was trash. I did like it though. And I've heard that they are redoing it. They're gonna do Sword Art Online progressive. I've seen a key visual for it for an anime, so I don't know if that's the case or not. But if they do it that way, then it should give us like a play-by-play through each floor level. And that really bugged me too. Is like they had 24 episodes, but instead of keeping us in one game, they put us in one game for 12 episodes, pulled us out, and then put us in another game for another 12 episodes, which is dumb. They should have just kept all 24 in Sword Art Online and like told the entire story. But apparently that's how the light novels are written. So like the light novels were just like trash and jumped around a lot too. So what are you gonna do? All right. I actually didn't watch the Death Note adaptation. I've never seen Death Note, so I couldn't tell you. My wife has told me that I would probably like it, but I've never seen it. Alright, so we can take the ends here and turn on the array modifier, and whoop, day it is. There we go. Not missing much on that except rage. Yeah. MCCM, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Alright, so we've got our bar done. We've got the bar pieces done as well, that's nice. We go ahead and save this, everything. And make sure we've... Yep. Cool, so the next thing on the list is this. Oh no. There we go. Next thing we've got is the bar seat here, or the bench seat here. So I guess let's work on this. And then we only have a couple of objects left. So this is our last big object, and then we can start putting the scene together. And then we have this bar back here and the other stuff. So we should be good. But MCCM, how you doing tonight? You're not a big anime fan overall, so you don't follow a lot of them. But the last one you liked was One Punch Man. One Punch Man was really good. Have you seen season 2? Or did you stop with season 1? Because season 2, I liked season 2. A lot of people didn't. It wasn't what One Punch Man season 1 was, though. There was more like plot to it. There was less focus on like the comedy aspect of it. So there was a lot more build up for season 3. So I'm excited for season 3. So season 2 definitely was just like, they shouldn't have only given me 12 episodes. They should have done a full like 24. All right, cool. Let's add a new modifier here. This is the bench seat material, and then I guess we'll come up here. And yeah, we're in UV editing, so let's just jump into here and wait, are there 2 edges there? There are. All right, let's select everything. Let's do some cleanup first here. So mesh, cleanup, merge by distance, removed 20 vertices. There we go. All right, we go ahead and rip off both seats. And then we've got the bottom here, which, oh. All right, we can cut off the back of this seat here. Go all the way around. Alright, we got this tiny edge in here that just, I guess, needs to be marked as a seam. There we go, we got all 4 of them. Alright, where the heck is this? Okay. Alright, I guess it just wants to handle. Oh, I'm dumb. There we go. Problem solved. Okay. And we're going to do just a black cover here. There we go. Let's go ahead and unwrap this, but I want to use a 0.3 margin. Oh, no. 0.03 margin. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I just don't want it. I don't want it to be. I mean, obviously, this is like it's a bench seat, right? And you're not going to see it. It's not. They're not going to be sitting in it. It's going to just be off into the distance. And if I really wanted to do something right, then I could use the cloth modifier and like pop it and like puff it up and get a real cool looking leather bench seat. But I think this is probably okay for what I'm going with. I hope. All right, actually, you know what? We're going to mirror across the x-axis here, so I don't have to paint both sides of it. No one really cares about the underside, but it's fine. Just add some dirt to the bottom of it, like the wood hasn't been cleaned in ages. There we go. Perfect. Lots of Jack Daniels spilt on the bottom, for sure, for sure. This is actually, so like this bar is going to be a, goth bar. So I don't know if goths are drinking Jack Daniels, but definitely a lot of dirt. Maybe a lot of makeup. I don't know. Maybe the goths are getting into fights or they're spilling makeup on the bottom of the chairs.
No.
Would goths be the kind of crowd that likes spirits? I mean, great pun. And yes, I think so. Maybe they drink Fireball? Ah, goths drink Bloody Marys. Got it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to figure it out because I've got to paint bottles still, but... Let's cover over that black spot that was going in there. The goth kids drink purely black coffee, so maybe like coffee and Kahlua or Irish coffee, like Irish cream. Maybe that's what they drink. Or maybe they just drink blood red wine. You guys can't hear it, but my wife is livid about us and our assessment of what goths would drink. Again, we want to darken up some of these corners and the bottoms. You don't think this bar would serve coffee and Kahlua? Goths drinking coffee to stay up and be depressed. What masochism. You know, they could be the Visigoths, and they could be drinking mead. Alright, I don't want to put in lines until I'm happy with the base coat color. And I don't think I'm really happy with the base coat color. But maybe I am. Let's check the whole thing. Okay, definitely got to fix that patch that I just added. And then, alright, I guess I'm good with it. We can add in some of the lineage. Would this bar also be open to steampunkers? Sure, but in the animation, they're just gonna look like black silhouettes. So. All right, and I know we already. I messed up this section right in here. Tell you what, let me fix this. There we go. All right, cool. And now let's go back to the sharp and here. It could serve rusty nails for the steampunkers, like that. What would the rusty nails drink be, in your opinion? Drambuie and Scotch whiskey. That's how it's made. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So we could, at this point, start putting the bar together, and I want to go ahead and do that. So we're going to take a quick break from painting all of this stuff, and we're gonna actually put the bar together. So I'll take the bar back over here. Let's rotate this at 90 degrees. Okay, where's this one? Rotate it 90 degrees on that z-axis. Let's do -90. All right, and so let's say this is the kind of the end of the bar here. What we want to do is Alt-D. All right, cool. And then on here, we can then apply a mirror modifier and then an array modifier. And so what we want to do is we want to mirror across this object, and we want to mirror on the y-axis for that object, I guess. Yep, there we go. And then we don't want to do this on the x. We want to do it on the y. Okay. All right, and actually, I guess we go ahead and lower that there. So the array modifier then should be 0 here, and let's do there we go. Okay, and then we can kind of pump this up to be about there. So every 3, I think that should be good. And then we can grab this. And let's do 4 of these. Yeah. Cool. So now we've got, let's do 3. We're going to do 3. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. And I guess I should add in a floor here. I don't know. Let's set the... Gonna have to have something else in the bar. I don't know. Maybe we'll put something over here. Maybe there's like an open floor, dance floor over here, or one of those dancer poles. I don't know. But let's go ahead and then I guess we can put this around the chair. So let's do a chair setup here. How do we want to do this? We want to select here, cursor is selected, and add in a new empty object. Oh, not a mesh. We want an empty plane axis. What about a mini stage for open mics? Brilliant. Brilliant. When does the animation take place? I think it's actually going to take place like somewhat modern day. I don't think like we're going to have cell phones or anything like that, but it'll be somewhat modern day. All right, with this table set up, we need to move this up to this one. And then for the, actually, let's go ahead and, I don't need that, and I don't need these. All right, cool. So then what we want is a mirror modifier here to mirror across the table. Perfect. And now we have a table and chair set up, which is great. Feels a bit medieval-ish with the way that the seats and tables are set up. Yeah, so there are two bars that I kind of used as references. One is the Prohibition Kitchen in St. Augustine, Florida, and then there was another one from Florida as well. Both of them kind of have this industrialist, like, wood and metal, kind of old, I guess old-timey, but like steampunk vibe. So that's just kind of what I was going for. Medieval, get out of here. Boo. All right, and if we, you know what, we are gonna, I think, I like your suggestion. We are gonna put a stage in here. So let's just block out a stage real quick. Alright, so the stage can go somewhere around there, and then let's move this over slightly. Grab the whole booth seat thing here. Kind of a bloodletting station. It's not, we're not doing vampires. All right, so all of this, I think we would have maybe two or three tables over here with, I guess, a couple of these higher ones over here. Maybe something like that. Yeah, it could be a band stage, could be like poetry reading. So good call with the stage. I like it. I like it. In fact, you know what? I like it a lot, and we're gonna go ahead and just real quick kind of push that out there. So that's gonna be roughly this stage, and we can just extrude along normals here. There we go. Perfect. Stage is basically complete. I would just add a lip to it. And what's the, will the extrude on manifold here help me out? No, it will not. Because what I really need is still the extrude along normals to pull. Whatever. I'll just use the push and pull tool. No, that's gonna be shrink and fatten. Boom. Stage is done. All right. Unfortunately, there's not a way to just like... You can't create prefabs like you can in Unity. So that almost makes me wonder if I'm going to actually film this thing in Unity. Probably not. Probably not. I'm probably going to stick to Blender because Unity doesn't have a real super awesome animation timeline. But it would be great to be able to build the entire set in Unity and use their prefabs. That would be great. I'm not sure how Unreal works, and at this point, I have so many things to learn for this animation that I don't want to do anything else. So you can like make a duplicate and put it in a separate collection, but I won't be able to do what I did with these modifiers because you don't have collection level modifiers. So like with this chair, this is one chair that's got a mirror modifier and then an array modifier on it. And actually it's just a mirror modifier. It's a mirroring across the X and Y axis of the table. So you don't have the ability to just like, all right, well, now let me grab this entire table and then duplicate all of these objects in the collection again. It's just not a thing. Or at least I don't think it's a thing. I can try it, but I don't think it's a thing. In fact, no, I know it's not a thing because it's just the only duplicate you have is duplicating objects or duplicating links. So I could combine them all into, one object. And then I could duplicate that. So like I could duplicate them all, join them all as one object, apply all the modifiers, and that would work. But then there would essentially be two, well, it would figure it out that there were two materials on it. I could do that, probably. But I just feel like that's probably not the way to do it. So what I could probably do, let's add an array modifier here. And let's go along the y-axis. Oh, that's the mirror. Let's go along the y. Yep, there we go. And then we could then add an array modifier here. And be like, all right, let's do a fixed count here of 3 each. And like that works. So it's doable, and it does build our scene for us, but it's not the way I want to do it. And then with that, you kind of lose the ability to just, you know, to rotate each of these individually, because the array modifier is attached to the actual object itself. So like if I wanted to slightly rotate them, I would have to rotate all of them. It's just not what I'm looking for. I could probably code it, but I don't want to learn Python. All right, so this is the new table here, and we can go ahead and clear the parenting. So if I apply the array, all three of these are going to be under the same object over here. And so they're all going to have the same point of origin, and then we're going to just have to separate them out. And so I either use the array modifier and set them up like I did with these booths, which, you know, I think I'm going to keep, because honestly, the booths aren't really going to be in the shot except for like, hey, notice that there's more people here than just these two. But no one's really going to, like, the focus isn't over here. The focus is going to be on one of these high tops. And so I can either use an array modifier and duplicate them, or I have to duplicate them and place them individually in the scene, which is totally fine. And it's something that's like definitely doable. But what I really want is just the ability to say, all right, I have this table object and this chair object, and I want to combine them all as one object without actually combining them. And then like duplicate that as many times as I need to in the scene. And so without that, it's really just tedious. Yeah. All right, and then we can add a mirror modifier here. Let's mirror across this. Don't know what the flip option does, so we definitely want to do that. And then why can't it also mirror across the X? Oh, I guess that works, kind of, but that's not what I want. So what do you think it'll be finished so you can view it on Discord? I'm hoping to have the entire scene finished before the end of the month. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, because once I have the scene finished, I can start kind of working on characters and like retopping the characters and everything. But honestly, this is kind of taking a back burner because I'm like working on the tutorials, trying to figure out what's next with those, trying to record and get out a Skillshare course, and also just live life and be present. So hoping by the beginning of October, but I'm not gonna be married to that. So why not do the X shape and then rotate? Oh, you mean like rotate the table? Nah, it's fine. You know what? I could probably achieve this effect. Let's add an array modifier. Nope. Okay. I thought I was going to be smarter than I was. So. Oh, so when I had this done, when it was like that. The problem comes when I when I try to move it. So if I move it over, because it's locked to this x-axis, it's not gonna let me rotate it. Like I can't. I guess I could rotate the table. But then we're gonna run into an issue. So it's fine, I guess. There we go. I don't know. Do you guys feel like this is enough? Do you guys feel like this is enough? For the bar scene, like in general? Because honestly, I mean, I feel like it's good, probably. Okay, there you go. Depends on the camera shots. Okay. Yeah, so most of the stuff is probably gonna happen. Like there's gonna be a bar stool right here. And so our main character will probably be like right here talking to the bartender a little bit. And then I guess the entrance of the bar will probably be over here. And so he'll like turn around to look at all the chicks in the bar because he's a scumbag. And so he's going to spot this girl who's come in and she's going to sit at one of the high tops and he's going to come over to the high top. And my plan for the rest of these was just like to have these like black silhouettes, a couple of black silhouettes just like sitting and having a drink or talking with each other. Really simple base meshes. So this is pretty much it, as far as kind of what I had pictured. And then I've still got to do, I guess I still have to do the wall ceiling and whatever, but this is pretty much it. Okay. All right, I think that's good. Not a whole lot more that we can do. I mean, we could paint this bar, or we could paint the stage. Let me maybe position the stage a little bit closer over there. And maybe I'll need to add in like an I-beam support somewhere. So it looks like there's going to hold up a roof. And then we'll have some type of door. I don't know. But I think this is good for now. Especially kind of for the end of the stream and at the end of the work day and everything. So, all right, I am going to continue working on this. We will not be streaming this again, though, but there will be a new image that will come out focused on this soon. You guys can look for it in Discord or on the YouTube like community post or whatever. Once I've textured everything, gotten a floor in there, it's going to be good. So, but I think we're good. And I kind of like how it all turned out. And let's go ahead and make sure we save this image. Just because I don't want to lose anything. But I don't think there's any other images that we haven't saved. So I think we're good. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Derp. It was good. Jeremy Thresher, try creating an empty parent. The chairs, rotate the chairs to the empty. I see what you're saying. I don't think it would work. But we're good. It's okay. It's okay. I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. And then maybe we'll put a couple of bar stools up here. Is that the right height? Yeah, it's a little tall. We'll just scale it down a little bit. Now they got a smaller bar. Or maybe we change it up and we just delete this mesh and we have smaller bar stools at the bar. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Probably delete the backing for the chair. But cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. It's been a good stream. It's been fun working on these tables and chairs and texturing everything for us. So I will show you guys what this is going to look like when it's finished. So thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Sorry, never mind. Braden M, can you apply the array and then separate the meshes? Is there a reason you don't want to apply the array? Right now, this is just me applying an array modifier, just trying to get it like where I want it to go. I think ultimately in the end, I'm going to end up doing with these and the tables like I did with these, where I just duplicate them out individually and then mirror across individually. So I think I'm going to end up duplicating in general, but I just wanted to see real quick for the array modifier how things are going to go. The only thing that's going to stay in array modifier probably when it's completely finished are these booths and tables, because these aren't going to move at all. So, and then these other tables and stuff I might want to move or position individually. So there's your answer to the question. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's good to see you, and I will catch you